Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, depending on where you are in the world or what time you're watching this. This is Sartorius, and thank you for joining me on the newest introduction to Art of Fighting games as I cover Samurai Shodown, the 2019 version. With all the hype going around that Samurai Shodown is getting new netcode, I think it would be best for me to teach you guys, any new players who want to get on this game, just exactly what to do and how you can get started. So to start, this game has very neutral movement. And by that I mean, you hold forward to walk forward, you hold back to walk back, you can duck, and you can jump. You can run by pressing forward twice, you can stop whenever you want to, or you can backdash by pressing back twice. You have weapon attacks and physical attacks. Your weapon attacks are light attack, medium attack, and heavy attack. Your physical attack is your kick attack. With your kick attacks, certain characters have different kind of kick attacks. You can do a neutral kick, a forward kick, a down and kick, and if you press down and forward at the same time with kick, it also does a different move. On terms of being defensive, even when you attack, you'll notice that your character will be in this block state, or as it's called, recoil state. Depending on the attack that you use, it reduces the recoil. You'll observe what I'm doing right here, when I use light attack, the medium attack, and when I use the heavy attack. You'll see how long it takes for Suigetsu to recover when I use a light attack compared to when I use a heavy attack. Be sure to use these appropriately. To do advancing attacks, you can press forward forward light, forward forward medium, forward forward heavy, or forward forward kick, and it does a different attack. You can use your light, medium, heavy, or kick attack in the air, whether it be jumping backwards, or jumping forwards, or just jumping up and down straight, which is neutral. When you get knocked down, you have different ways of getting up, which is neutral getting up by not pressing anything. You can roll backwards by holding back, or you can roll forwards by holding forward. This is very handy if you're stuck in a corner and you want to get out the corner. While someone's trying to pressure you, you can hold forward and roll out of the corner. To block, all you have to do is hold back to block. You cannot block in the air. To block low, you have to hold down and back in order to block low attacks. This is important because you can be stand blocking and still getting hit by lows, so it's important to block low. If you tap block right at the perfect moment, you'll notice a blue area that comes around your character. This is called a just defend. It allows you to recover faster so you can counterattack. Be careful when you're blocking though, because in this game, if you're blocking too much, your character will start to glow red, as you can see here. And then, if you get hit by a heavy attack, it can break your guard. To dodge an incoming attack, just press light attack and medium attack at the same time and your character will do a dodge. However, if you mistime the dodge, you can take extra damage. That's what counter percent means. You can attempt to disarm your opponent by pressing quarter circle forward with light and medium attack. If at some point you are disarmed, you can still perform this disarm tactic by pressing still quarter circle forward or down forward with light and medium attack. This is a sword catch. I wouldn't recommend this, but if you press down with the buttons medium attack, heavy attack, and kick attack, it'll make you willingly drop your weapon. When your weapon is dropped, you lose access to a lot of your moves and you gain access to one or two other attacks, but they aren't really that important. Pressing light, medium, and heavy attack completely change what Suigetsu is doing. However, he still has access to one more attack, which is the overhead attack. It just changes on whether or not he has the sword. Here's his overhead attack without the sword, and here's his overhead attack with the sword. If you're using Haomaru and you don't have your weapon, you gain access to his water bottle hit, which is quarter circle back and kick. If you're using Darly Dagger, she actually has her own unique Weaponless Attack, which is Quarter Circle Back and Heavy Attack. There are 4 ways you can lose your weapon, either by disarming, sword catch, a weapon flip technique, or a sword clash. If you lose your weapon, you can retrieve it by going to your weapon and pressing Light Punch. If your opponent is blocking a lot, you can bypass this by pressing Heavy Attack and Kick, and you can grab them. You can also change the direction of your grab by pressing forward and grab, or back and grab. Earlier I mentioned overheads. So, if your opponent is crouching low and blocking, you can bypass it by pressing medium and heavy attack at the same time for an overhead attack. To learn your character's special attacks, what I'm going to do is press start, press X, go to command list, select Sugetsu because I'm using Sugetsu for the sake of this tutorial, and these moves here are exclusive to him, except maybe this wall jump that might belong to some other characters. But be sure to check these moves. I will be displaying them all. Be sure to check these moves so you can understand what your character does differently from everyone else. Here's the wall jump. Here's Moonrise, Moon Glow, and New Moon. Special attacks have different properties. What I mean by that is, when I do this move, you can see it's very close to where I am because I'm using the light attack to do it. When I use medium, you can see here it comes up right underneath the time limit. And when I do the heavy version of this attack, look how far it goes. Depending on the button that you decide to use, it can change the speed, the distance, the power, or the quality of the move you decide to do. So be sure to use the correct one given the situation. You can actually perform a hit confirm in this game. And a hit confirm is when you do a normal attack and quickly put the input of a special attack. What's really good about this is if you remember what I said about recoil earlier, you can reduce the recoil timing if you still do the hit confirm even on block. In a rare occasion, you and your opponent can hit an attack button at the exact same time and cause a sword clash. When this happens, press every button on your controller as fast as possible to cause your opponent to drop their weapon. On the bottom left corner is your meter. You can gain meter in 2 ways in this game. The first is by just defending, and the second way is by actually getting hit. As you can see here, I set my meter to full on the bottom left corner. After your meter is full, it increases the power of your attacks and it gives you access to your weapon flip techniques. You can access your weapon flip technique in the command list for your character, which is quarter circle forward, medium attack, and heavy attack. And that'll be this move. If it hits, my opponent drops their weapon. When you get full meter, it'll decrease over time. But as this is happening, you can activate your weapon flip technique as many times as you want until it decreases. By pressing all 3 weapon attacks, you can activate your rage mode. Even if your meter isn't full, you can still activate it. When this happens, your power increases, you can use your weapon flip techniques, it briefly stops the clock, and you get access to a new move called Lightning Blade. However, rage mode doesn't last very long. The longer it lasts is dependent on your health. So you press all 3 attack buttons to activate it, and then you press it again for Lightning Blade. Keep in mind, hit or miss, whether you land the attack or not, you do not get your meter back for the rest of the round. As you can see on the bottom left corner, my meter is completely gone. Here's a little trick involving range activation. If you activate it at the right time, you can actually interrupt your opponent's move and push them back. If you're quick enough, you can also counterattack the move. Finally, the last move is your super special attack. To activate this, I'm going to press forward, back, down, forward, and the throw button in order to activate the move. In case you forgot, the throw buttons are heavy attack and kick at the same time. It'll take a bit of practice to land this on command, so I suggest trying it over and over again, but I'm sure you can get the hang of it. Lastly, you can only use this move once per match. Hit or miss, you do not gain access to it anymore. And that's about it, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys found this informative, and I hope to catch you guys online. God bless and have a wonderful day.